Hey guys, we are talking about the energies that are circulating in the atmosphere right now and how they might be affecting your body. Now, you may feel like some of these energy updates that you might see on the internet is a little bit silly, or you might not really understand why it's so important. And energy is another word to say emotion, and emotion is a vibrational measurement. So energy comes in different wavelengths, and the measurement of those energies is called an emotion. And the big emotions that we are dealing with right now is sadness, anger, guilt, shame, and pride. And those energies, those emotions aren't really conducive to having a clear head or being able to make really good self-care decisions for your body. And when we don't want to take care of our body, or we numb out with food, then that is going to take us out of alignment with our best interest, because how we are thinking, how we are feeling, and how we are behaving are really components of a trinity that is within you, the tools within you to help you feel good and to help you have a good life experience. Now, what's happening on the news or what we're seeing in social media that is maybe not affecting our personal life, it can still affect our personal life because of the energy that goes with it. So whatever it is that you've been observing in the news or on social media that you don't like, that's where you're gonna want to start to see how the world is affecting you personally if the events of the world are not actually impacting your physical body. They're impacting your psyche. And whatever impacts your psyche is going to impact the decisions that you make for yourself, for your own health. So here's what I would do if I was really feeling the stress of the world right now. Now, I went through this process a couple of days ago, so I'm sharing it with you here. So first of all, you want to take a look at the thing in the collective, so the thing in the world that's bothering you the most, and you want to visualize the highest outcome. So that means the best case scenario of what is happening, because that best case scenario has energy, it has emotions that go with it. And if it's a best case scenario, it's probably going to be happy emotions that feel good. So now that you have what your outcome is that you want to see happen, now you have a vibrational or an energetic emotional state to go along with it to power that experience. What happens next is what's always supposed to happen. We're always supposed to find how it won't work, because part of our psyche is having the experience of overcoming an obstacle. So once you take that event that is stressing you out the most and you choose to imagine the best circumstance that could come of it, and you choose to feel what would it feel like if you saw on the news the best case scenario happening? How would you feel watching that? Would you be excited? So once you have those high vibrational emotions of your highest outcome, of your best case scenario of what could possibly happen on the news, it will reveal to you the low vibrations that are still part of you that are in contrast with whatever excited feeling you felt when you were visualizing or imagining the best case scenario happening from the thing that's stressing you out the most. That's such a mouthful because there is, a lot going on, so I don't want to assume that you're stressed out about the same thing that I'm stressed out about. Now, when you have this outcome in your mind, when you're imagining the best case scenario for whatever it is that you're stressed out about in the collective, and you start to feel the excitement of, oh my gosh, that would be so amazing if that good story actually ended, or that ending was a good story. What happens is your emotional storage system, your information that's in your body of every experience that you've ever personally had and every experience that you observed that is the opposite of the best case scenario that you're imagining from the thing that's stressing you out in the world right now, those vibrations are going to come up. And it's those vibrations, those emotions, those energies that are stored in your body that are in contrast to the best case scenario that are going to now start to reflect to you. So say say the best case scenario is that a certain country does not get overrun. And all of a sudden, all of the allies from all over the world, I don't know how this works, all of the allies from all over the world come in and they dismantle the group that took over a particular country. What would that feel like to watch it on TV? What would that feel like to see snippets of it on Instagram? It's that feeling of joy and love and hope and excitement that you're going to feel if that happened. And there's a motorcycle. And because there's contrast that is still within you, the opposite of those emotions will show up. So instead of being happy, you're going to be reminded of sadness and how that's probably not going to work out. And because you only have your perception to view the world through, if sadness comes up in your emotional state, you are going to look at the things in your life that warrant sadness. And if you don't have anything in your life, which a lot of us actually don't have a lot to be upset about, it's that we are displacing our identity into things that aren't affecting us personally. And if we displace our identity on things that aren't affecting us personally, we in effect ingest those energies and then create them in our life. So our job is to really know what are the good things that are happy and joyful and exciting in our personal experience as we're holding the vision of what we would like to happen. I don't think that that would happen. I don't think that that fairy tale ending would happen. I'm not saying that. But if we are going to raise the energy for ourselves and raise the energy for humanity, it's holding that outcome and knowing truly where we stand in all of this so that we can stay in that high outcome. Because if we say we're going to feel really happy if that country doesn't get taken over, I mean, obviously it's already taken over. If we can be happy imagining what it would be like if it was reversed, if this horrible event wasn't happening, if we can feel happy for that, but then we immediately feel sad because then we have all this list of reminders of why that's not going to happen and why it can't happen and why we shouldn't be happy about anything right now. Then if we are going to believe those negative thoughts that arise in our head because of our emotions, then we won't take care of ourselves. We won't take care of our relationships. We won't take care of our body. And if you are like most people, you will use unhealthy food as your medicine, because junk food makes your brain feel better in an instant because of how the chemicals work. And so if you can understand this about energy and about emotion and about identity and about knowing who you are and staying contained in your emotions, not snowflake emotions, okay? Not we're gonna cry if somebody looks at us the wrong way, but if you can really start to understand that emotions are energy and energy is what builds your reality, you're gonna have a better time staying in your own lane, in your own body, keeping your own body healthy. Because what we're dealing with here is placebo and nocebo on multiple levels. And what that means is there's placebos all the time, right? Like we've known about this, like with pain relievers, right? Some group gets the pain relievers, they get results. Some people don't get pain relievers, and some of them get results because they believe they're getting the pain reliever. So we are in that right now, I think, in more of an intense time, not because somebody challenged me, well, in a casual conversation, this came up, not because this is a special time with energy and moving through the cosmos, but because a lot of us had a lot more time on our hands to research what was being told to us on the news and on the internet. And so we are more aware of different potential realities for one subject. So there are many conversations of why you should get the V and why you should not get the V. There's not just one opposing view on it. And all of those potentials of yes, get it, and no, don't get it, all of those variables are a placebo or a nocebo. It's a placebo if you believe it. It's a nocebo if you don't believe it. But the bottom line is it depends on your mind of how you're making sense of it. And your mind makes sense of it because of your emotional state. What is going on with you energetically? So as you watch things happen in the world, whatever emotional response you have to it, that's an emotional response that's reflective of your own life experience. So if you immediately get sad, all right, like, did I have ancestors that go through that? Did I have to escape war at some time? Do I have a past life affiliation to this? If you saw what was happening, you got angry. What are the ways in which you're angry in your life about ways that you've been lied to or ways that you've been abandoned? Your emotional response to anything that's happening in the world right now is an indicator of what you are unconsciously hanging on to vibrationally. Vibration is the energy, vibration is the emotion, and emotions influence your thought process. Buyer's remorse. Just think of buyer's remorse, okay? So I don't know how often I'm going to jump on for these. I was feeling like it was probably pretty important. And even if you're not dealing with binge eating or comfort eating, the information that I'm sharing with you about emotional states and how it influences your behavior is still going to be valid to whatever thing you might feel like you are struggling with right now. So as always, you can comment or leave or give me a direct message. Definitely a voice memo. Those are always fun. And I hope you have a good day. And I hope that you can stay in your body and stay in your emotional zone and know the difference of what is out there and what is in here. And when you deal with in here, you can add positive energy and tools and experience and resources for maybe someone who hasn't quite figured out what you figured out. Right? And that's how we can help everybody through this in unique ways that don't involve traveling, I guess, or money. Yeah. Okay. Bye.